But you retweeted our friend Cliff Schechter, fellow alpha liberal, who said
Yes.
Trump White House staff who wish to remain anonymous say Trump's irritability, memory loss, and confusion are getting worse, all signs of dementia. And this is why I love Jasmine Crockett. And why they can't stand her, because this is no time to not just tell it like it is, and that we all can see the emperor has no clothes.
I mean, my issue here is I'm sort of on Team Bella in all of this, because I'm sort of somewhere between you and Chris, because I feel as though, yeah, there was a discussion to be had. Maybe that time has passed because now we have a fascist screwworm in the White House, but. But prior to that, it's about the media balance, or the lack of balance in this case, where, yeah, there was an ongoing discussion about Biden's age and what the Democrats should be doing about it. But now we're in this era where we've got a fascist authoritarian in the White House, destabilizing the world order, destabilizing the economy, upending institutions and norms, continuing to inflict damage upon the American consciousness. And that should be the story. That should be the primary point of discussion.
A book about the wrong president, and it tells you exactly how we got here. I mean, you retweeted Fred, who said, "I understand Biden's inner circle. It covered up his decline. Got it. What I don't understand is the same journalists and pundits pounding the story are ignoring this psychopath like it's normal. I accepted Biden was old all along. I can't accept this lunatic leading us." And further to your point, Bob, you threaded, or Blue Sky, excuse me, one of the many things that keeps Donald from imploding is he's routinely framed by the press as exciting, dramatic, unpredictable. While it's superficially true, it's the exact wrong kind of excitement/drama, like an airplane crashing on a busy freeway full of school buses. I mean, yes, that's exactly it. That's how we got this reality TV presidency.
Yes, and that continues to be his ongoing toxic relationship with the American news media. Because all at once, he's this damaging, destructive figure who's constantly threatening, if not outright suing, media outlets and their ownership. And, I think soon to be, we're going to see journalists being imprisoned. I think that's on the way. I mean, we're only early in this process. But at the same time, the press kind of needs him because he's good for ratings. He's good for downloads. He's good for likes, shares, subscriptions, and so forth. And so in that way, it's this weird codependent relationship between Donald Trump and the press. He claims to hate all members of the mainstream press. I mean, we saw him the other day as he was trying to further this ridiculous, obviously false white genocide narrative in South Africa.
White genocide,
And then right in the middle of it, he went after Peter Alexander. Just one of his poopy pants, fart noises, rants about how terrible Peter Alexander is. But at the same time, he needs Peter Alexander.
Right.
He needs and wants those people to surround him. Because
the media got us here. They got him here. They normalized this long ago. This is why I love you. You and I, we share a brain. We know that.
Absolutely.
And bodily show fluids. But you retweeted our friend Cliff Schechter, fellow alpha liberal, who said Trump White House staff who wish to remain anonymous say Trump's irritability, memory loss, and confusion are getting worse, all signs of dementia. And this is why I love Jasmine Crockett. And why they can't stand her, because this is no time to not just tell it like it is, and that we all can see the emperor has no clothes. She said Trump belongs in an insane asylum and recommended medication. She was talking just about his West Point speech. I mean, take any slice of his tapioca brain pudding farts, but when he was talking about trophy wives and blah blah transgender women in sports and blah, she said he literally sounds like someone who's broken out of the insane asylum. Like he'd just be all over the place. Like, get him some ADHD medicine if nothing else, because I don't know where he's ever going to go. I mean, thank you. She said it's time for Republicans to start calling him out, start questioning his mental acuity and whether or not he's equipped to serve mentally. We know when it comes down to his criminality, he's not qualified to serve, but this is just deplorable. Ooh, there's that word. They're all clutching the pearls over there over this. She said, frankly, it's sad we have to go through this kind of political theater because, listen, we all know what it is. That's why he hired everybody from Fox News, because all they're trying to do is put on a show. I mean, it's true. What are we up to, 30 Fox News hosts? I'm not sure the vector between drunks and Fox News hosts, but it's pretty,
The Venn diagram is pretty much a circle.
That's what I was thinking, a Venn diagram. I couldn't because I'm drunk. But yeah, the Venn... diagram.
You too? Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just in the last couple of days, there were just some incredible examples of his mental decline. I mean, the thing, I get hung up on stupid crap with Donald Trump, like the fact that twice in his Memorial Day message, he said, Happy Memorial Day.
Yes.
I mean, who says Happy Memorial Day? It's not a happy occasion. It's a solemn commemorative
and then he
occasion.
Said, I'll be speaking in Arlington. Enjoy. Like it's a
Enjoy, yes.
barbecue.
We'll see you there. I'm doing balloon animals and close-up magic in the back. Stop on by. Yeah. He's doing a promotion for like the grand opening of an ice skating rink. That's how it makes it sound. But and then on top of that, he tried to, there's a great irony in one of his short circuits from the past couple of days. He tried to say cryptological, and it came out cryptologic. And the irony of that is he's running a giant crypto scam out of the White House. And the amazing thing about that is the other day, because he had this secret dinner with all kinds of people, I think 200 people who gave money, invested in his ridiculous meme coin down at Mar-a-Lago. And Carolyn Leavitt framed it as being not an official duty of the president. He's not acting as president for this dinner, which to me, the first thing I thought of is, well, that means he doesn't get immunity for that. So he can actually be prosecuted for that.
Bob, it's in the Constitution. When you're eating, you're not president. It's only...
That's right. But I mean, that's another gigantic story that probably deserves a book, maybe 2 or 3 books. Donald Trump accepting bribes and emoluments using his meme coin.
So let's talk about so this you threaded about. You said he's also he's ordering local authorities to block trans girls. This could be a 10th Amendment violation. You said no words to describe how awful this is. The president of the United States attacking an 11th grader, a child, threatening to defund an entire state because she participates in youth sports. I mean, I did the math out here, Bob. So we have almost 6 million people. Kids in in public school, the school system. The number of transgender athletes is fewer than 10. Trump is targeting California for something that is factually not an issue. It is just transphobic nonsense. But go ahead. Your thoughts.
Well, this is the tragedy. There's so many different tragedy layers to all of this. The fact that he's attacking an 11th grader. I mean, I remember I hated high school, and I especially hated my 11th grade year. That was like the worst year for me in high school. And I can't even imagine being an 11th grader and the president of the United States threatens to defund your entire state because of you. That's next level madness and cruelty that we're seeing from the president. And the second layer to that is this 11th grader is a pawn being manipulated by the president in order to own the libs, because it's not just about this trans athlete, this 11th grader, this track and field athlete. It's about making the rest of us crazy and making the rest of us, upset about this for good reason, because layer this on top of the giant slag heap of human rights atrocities of the second Trump administration. And that's it. That's the story.
And by the way, so he tweeted, California, under leadership of radical left Democrat Gavin Newsom, continues to illegally allow men to play in women's sports. Please be advised, large-scale federal funding will be held back permanently if the executive order on the subject matter is not adhered to. In the meantime, I'm ordering local authorities, if necessary, to not allow the transition person to compete in the state fight. First of all, he can't do that. How are you going to order state authorities to do? And secondly, this is why Gavin Newsom is just wrong on this, Bob. What was the race, Chris? We just won in Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
He went right back at them on the trans issue, and he won big.
Yes,
that was the mayor of Omaha.
Yes. Thank you.
The secret here, and I think Governor Tim Walz has been talking about this too. The secret is not to abandon trans people.
Yes.
The secret is to improve our messaging in support of trans people. We don't want to sell out our values because some consultant in Gavin Newsom says that we should.
This is a red state. This is a red state, Bob. And he did a thing, the other guy's about, potties. I'm about fixing potholes. And he kicked the...
Yeah, John Ewing, the Democrat, won in Omaha, Nebraska.
Right.
defeating the 3-term Republican mayor of Omaha. That's a big deal. And of course, the messaging around that was, yes, this 3-term Republican mayor of Omaha is peeping under your bathroom stall to see what gender you are and make sure you are what you say you are.
In the wake of the wreckage that Donald Trump is creating, I think it's a great issue for us now to go, really? He's worried about the one girl in your state playing badminton? How's that affecting your life? How about him slashing your Medicare when he said he wasn't going to? I mean, so...
the other angle to this, Stephanie, is I don't understand what Gavin Newsom is trying to achieve by now through that troth on Truth Central. Donald Trump said it was so unfair for this trans athlete to be competing in girls' sports, and that's the same kind of language Gavin Newsom has used. He said it was deeply unfair for trans girls to participate in youth sports. So it's the same language. Gavin Newsom and Donald Trump. Perfect Venn diagram overlap between their messaging on the issue of trans athletes, and that should speak volumes.
I was just going to say he's lost, as we reported, 98.6% of his podcast audience since palling around with Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk. I'm trying to think what you and I would have to do to lose 98.6% of our audience. I mean, that takes some doing. But it's
and I try every show.
Me too. We're trying our best. But it's true, Bob. Like he's just really out of step with, I think, where our Democrats are, where our progressive base is. You and I always reference the Idiocracy. I wanted to end with this one. I don't know if you saw this. Analyst on TV, he said, I just looked through some of our amazing grants that have been cut, and one of them looked into how in the inner ear neurotransmitters help us hear. It's actually possible the reason that got flagged early on is the word neurotransmitter, because it has the word trans in it. I mean,
my God.
This is where we are in the Idiocracy.
That's right. They're using a Google Chrome word search through documents. That's how they're doing this sort of thing. Yeah, it's absolutely absurd.
They hit Control F.
Let me just end by seconding Future Monkey, who said, nobody cares. I care. Nobody cares, but Bob Seska does the most spot-on, deadly accurate impersonation of Alex Jones that you will ever hear.
Yep.
That is absolutely true. Tell us again
I
about
got
the lizard
documents
people.
right here. Now look, I got some documents proving everything I say. I mean, granted, they're printouts from Infowars.com, but they're still documents. I mean, because I printed them out. I spent a lot of time, got an unpaid intern, print out a bunch of things from Infowars.com, and that's what I do. I'm going after the Bilderbergs, Raytheon, Bechtel, IBM.
Tiny airplanes? Are the tiny airplanes pushing the weather?
Tiny airplanes and helicopters moving to tornadoes. Did you see any tiny helicopters or airplanes moving the tornadoes toward that town?
Did the lizard people fly the tiny airplanes?
Was it shape-shifting lizard people piloting the tiny airplanes?
I'm just teeing them up for Bob.
We love it.
It's what an insane thing to be good at. I mean, I could do this all day. I could just walk around. Sometimes I do. It drives Kimberly nuts.
I'm the foremost female Rush Limbaugh impersonator in the country, which there's very little call for that.
Well,
kids' birthday parties anymore. I don't know why.
See, there's where we earn our millions, Stephanie. We can do we can bring back the Rush Limbaugh, Alex Jones show and do that.
Yes.
Just you and me doing those voices.
I used to make a killing working kids' birthday parties. Look at my glorious naked body, children.
Oh, God.
It's on loan from God. This entire my talent on loan from God, my friends.
Although he doesn't have much of a naked body anymore.
I hear he's like skin and bones.
Yeah, oh, come on.
Too much, too soon? Not soon enough. Okay, love you, Bob.
Oh, God.
Love you, Stephanie Miller. Okay.
I'll
see you later. I'm going to go get sued again.
I love you too, my friend, with every inch of my naked, glorious body.
Oh, God.
In America, personal religious beliefs should be just that, personal. But today, Christian nationalism is on the rise, threatening separation of church and state. Laws are being passed based on religious doctrine instead of reason, eroding our rights and freedoms in legislatures, public schools, even in courtrooms. One set of religious beliefs is being forced onto everyone else, but that's not what our founders intended. The Freedom from Religion Foundation is fighting back as the nation's leading group of free thinkers working to keep religion out of government. FFRF protects your right to think for yourself, whether you've always been secular left religion behind, or simply believe in true religious freedom for everyone. If we don't stand up now, we may lose our religious freedoms. Join FFRF in defending our secular constitution and keeping faith a personal choice, not a government mandate. Visit ffrf.us/freedom to learn more, become a member, or text my last name Miller to 511-511, because in a truly free country, no one's faith should dictate everyone's future. Text Miller to 511-511 today.